One-foot-flipper.
Hi, Paige here, the 1-foot-flipper, coming to you from the Jeep again. Let's see how the audio is with this new microphone I've got, because I always got a lot of complaints about the audio in the Jeep video, so let's see how that goes. Post down in the comments if you can hear me clearly or not. And if you can't, please tell me what you were listening on. Recently turned 47, and it's making me evaluate a few goals. I need to either step this YouTube up or step out of it, and I'm opting to step it up. Yeah, I made my initial goals way too fast, and then I've just kind of been coasting since then, because when I started YouTube, I told myself I'd give myself 3 years to try to get to the level where Old School Picker was. And basically I got to his level in 1 year, at least to where he was when I started. He still has a few hundred more subs than me, which drives me crazy since he's retired at the moment, but I understand why I've been floundering, because I haven't been bringing it to that next level. I've been lazy about my videos. I'm filming at my desks most of the time, even though I have a beautiful filming area that I usually never use and have a bunch of crap sitting on it until Wednesday afternoon comes when my D&D game's going to be that night, and suddenly I have to clear it off. No, I need to be filming there pretty much all the time. So you might see a little gap in episodes for the rest of the summer, because I also want to build up some episodes and actually have a regular release schedule and not be scrambling to come up with a video at the last minute that I'm then filming at my desk. Now let's bring it to the next level. Just like I need to bring my reselling to the next level, because that's been floundering too. I need to go ahead and throw away all the junk that's still in the way, get some real stuff in there so you guys can see some interesting sales instead of, oh, this sold for $3. That's great, Paige. I thought you said you shouldn't sell things for $3. You shouldn't. I'm gonna bulk out half my varieties of Christmas ornaments. I do like the regular income from them, but they take up a little bit too much space from me. So you'll be able to find those lots on Dibdit. If you've got enough space, they're perfectly fine. They will continue to make you money every year. But I'm just gonna cut my space investment in those things in half. My new channel is going well, having some kind of weird viewing things. My first few videos all, hit 50, 100 really quick and then petered off. Then my 5th video, dead in the water for 2 days, and then suddenly started picking up tons of views, and I think it's now the highest one. It's only still several hundred views. The channel didn't take off immediately. And then currently my 6th one is basically dead in the water as well. And that channel is 1 Foot Gamer. That's basically about Dungeons and Dragons and things like that. So if you're not into it, don't bother. If you are, I could really use the subs and the shares on that channel. Had some blowback in my last video about calling eBay on the phone. And when I went back and watched the video again, I see what people are talking about, because I basically missed or forgot to talk about my entire main point, which is calling eBay on the phone is not going to fix your real seller problems that, customers aren't buying your items. You're not going to fix that by calling eBay on the phone. Yet, I hear people calling eBay on the phone exactly about that sort of thing, because they think their items are hidden, or that customers are being pushed towards other sellers and all that. And believe me, you're not going to fix your lack of sales by calling eBay on the phone. eBay is not going to teach you. The eBay customer service agents are not going to teach you how to sell your items. You have to learn that on your own. And it doesn't matter whether you've been doing it for 20 days or 20 years. If your items aren't selling, then maybe you need to learn something. So I had somebody buy a Starbucks silver stainless steel vacuum insulated, drinking doohickey from me, and through the eBay International, because they were in Canada, and they wanted me to change the address, which of course I cannot do. And they said eBay International wouldn't accept the address they wanted it sent to. They have some sort of virtual street address with the Canadian Postal Service or whatever, and the International won't accept those addresses. But anyway, we ended up having to cancel the order, and I got another message from today asking, probably not realizing I'm the same person, mind you, asking if I know if they'll have to pay duty to have it shipped across the border, even though it's secondhand. This time I bothered to click through the person and check their feedback, and oh my goodness, they've had a problem with 50% of every transaction that they've ever had. So I'm so glad I canceled that order and blocked them from buying it a second time. So that's what I had going on. Other than that, here's what I've had going on. I've had some orders going on. Canon PowerShot, new in box, got 65 for this one, had 2 of them, got 75 for the other one, but I got an offer, and being I only sat on this for a couple of days, I took the $65 offer. Game of Life, 1991, Milton Bradley, $19.40. Life is one of those few exceptions to games that you can still buy in the store now for $10 that ones that aren't that old will still sell for whatever reason. It's because the older versions are nicer. Somebody bought 2 different Mark McGwire hats, 62 home run and 70 home run for $10.39 plus shipping. A drop shipper bought this Freedom Fighters game for the PlayStation 2 for $10, along with the standard message about it being a gift. Strange that somebody in England would be sending a gift to somebody in the middle of America, isn't it? Wonder how much that guy's making on that situation. $2? I don't know. Firelands expansion for Talisman board game, $13.58. This is new sealed, although the shrink wrap's broken a little bit. Hopefully I don't sell this to a complete weirdo who would care about that, because I don't know if I put that in there or not. 2 little Warhammer Eldar Gunner figures from 1995 and 1999, $6.11. And a lot of 4 colorful silicone ice cube trays or candy molds, $10.56. I think this was a personal item of ours that eventually my wife didn't want anymore. All right, let's get on to the next part. So, since I'm going to be focusing on some more conscious episodes, what topics would you all like to see? And I can tell you I won't be doing one on taxes because I'm not an accountant and I don't want to shine a spotlight upon my own bookkeeping practices, just in case I'm doing something wrong. So let the accountants do those videos. I believe Angie Resells is an accountant. There are a few others in the space, I believe. They can do those videos. I'm not going to. I would love to do some more videos on specific categories like I've done in the past, even though they don't perform the best. Like I've done them on Lisa Frank and pizza as a category and various ones. Although they don't get the biggest views, they do tend to draw in a much larger than amount of new viewers. Probably because people are searching for that particular thing and not searching for reselling content and then getting sucked in somehow. So put in the comments what you'd like to see in the upcoming season of One Foot Flipper, which I believe will start September 1st. Kid will be back in school by then too, which means that suddenly the amount of work I get done and my income will both double. All right, let's go over a few sales. Let's gonna pop them all up on the screen because did you know none of them are in the Jeep with me? Sold this classic Battletech Ronda's Irregular book for $38. Got that from my friend Peter, so put some money on his spreadsheet. I sold this Mantic Armada lot of playmats, tokens, custom thingamabobs, whatever else. This is long left over from the estate of my friend Ed, one of my first big buys, bulk buys. Somehow it's still here after all that time, and it sold for $50.91. A Pokemon Paradox Rift double-sided poster. And this one, unfortunately, I'm not going to say what, under the SKU label for a location, for some reason I had just a dirty word written down. Isn't that nice? Not sure if I can find it either because I don't actually know where it is. I sold an RPG book, Chameleon Eclectic Babylon 5 something or other, that's been in my store for years. And it sold for $3.89, and it's going international, so I'm sure they paid like $25 to ship this $3 item. These next things always sell for me. 24 cassette tape holder, sold for $9.70. I get those at the Goodwill bins. They weigh about 8 ounces, so they cost me about $1. Not $20, but it's a guaranteed 10, so not bad. Sold Cold Winter for the PlayStation 2, complete in box, to a repeat buyer. That's nice. I've got a repeat video game buyer, and I get a lot more video game buyers that I block after the transaction than I do that repeat. I hate the customers in the video game. Sorry. I enjoy my video game customers, although the category has a high percentage of customers that I do not enjoy the transaction with. How's that? Does that make any sense? And I'm not going to paint them all with the same brush, but there's a lot of questionable purchasers in that category. Sold a Scrabble Deluxe 2001 with turntable, $30. That was a Goodwill Bins find, and it was complete. Twisted Metal for the PlayStation 2, $7.50. Not bad. And I sold for $4.48 a Western Pulp magazine. I've had these for a long time as well. All right, let's get back to the rest of the video. So I'm working on stuff the basement has been sitting around for a while. Got that big old Yamaha keyboard there. I listed it, and shipping came up to my own zip code, $65. So I'm going to go ahead and pre-box this because that's insane. My estimates on box sizes were obviously pushing it over the limit, so I'm actually over some sort of limit. So I'm going to actually pre-box this item so I both don't lose my butt on the shipping or make it unable to sell because my shipping is crazy. A friend and viewer of mine, John Ceramic, on Facebook last night, he sent me a link to somebody, at least I think it was John Ceramic. If I'm naming you wrong, friend, I'm very sorry. Sent me a link on Facebook to somebody selling a Beanie Baby for $30,000, and he said in the ad it was worth $50,000. And I took one look at the picture of the seller, and I'm like, two things. He knows what he's got, and I'll bet he has an extensive record of driving uninsured. And then I was like, oh, if I made that comment, I better go check. And I checked, and the guy had, just in one county alone, the one I checked, you know, the one where he lived, he had 12 court cases of either driving uninsured, driving without a license, or driving an unregistered vehicle. Just had that look. You know, that I'm divorced and don't pay my child support and don't have a regular job. I might not be on drugs right now, but I definitely was in the past. You know, the sort of, I haven't had a job with a W-2 in many years, that sort of look. Probably going to cut all this part out. Everybody, got any big plans for the, Q4? Q4 is coming. Different though. You don't need to get your number 7 boxes. You need to get rid of your number 7 boxes to make room for boxes that you can actually send Ground Advantage, since Priority Mail is dead now. Y'all know Priority Mail is dead now, right? Ground Advantage is cheaper like 98% of the time now. And I think I have now sent 1 item priority in the last month and a half, and that was a flat rate envelope. All right, I got it boxed up now in a lovely case of I don't know what I'm doing sometimes. I probably spent 20 minutes after I packed this up messing with my shipping settings, not understanding why it was showing like a $47 minimum to ship when I would look at my listing. When I was looking at my own listing for that, for some reason, instead of showing my own zip code like it normally does, it was showing 902 shipping quote to 90210. So thus it wasn't showing the price that I was expecting to be seeing, which was under $20. So I changed it back to my own zip code. Yep, showed up $17. I'm assuming that when I do finally sell this keyboard, that it's going to ship to a close zone, because it would make no sense to ship to a far zone. Hey, I would like to thank all of my few channel members. I think I have about 7 of them or whatever who pay the couple bucks a month for a channel membership. And that's mostly just to help support me and my family, although there are some bonus things in there. Sometimes I will post things that I cut out of other videos in there, maybe because they're too offensive or they're too mean, or they're just an outtake, and I'll post them in there. I think there's a couple complete videos in there that I pulled for various reasons off the main channel. But yeah, overall, you're just doing it because you're nice, so thanks to all of you. All right, I guess that's all I've got for today. If you know anybody else who does zero content videos from inside their old used Jeep, then let me know. I'm sure I could use a few more subscribers. Someday I will hit that goal and get to that 10K. Then I'll get to 25K. Then 50. I don't think I could ever get more than 50. Can't get to the 100,000 Kevin level. I'm not attractive enough. I'm not going to say my family's not beautiful enough, but my beautiful family is not featured in my videos often enough because they don't want to be. So I don't have that going. I've only got one animal. I don't have 6 animals. I have a shed, but I don't go in it. It's very nasty. We should do a tour of my shed. Let's do a tour of my shed in a later video. It's pretty sad.
See, that's One Foot Flipper's nonsense video.